Welcome to our exploration of biblical wisdom on the topic of being prepared for an uncertain future. As Jesus taught us in Matthew 25:13 and Mark 13:32-37, no one knows the day or the hour when unexpected events may strike. What we do watch? Despite our best efforts to plan and predict, life is full of twists and turns that can catch us off guard. Natural disasters, health crises, economic downturns. These are just a few examples of the unpredictable challenges we face. In the midst of uncertainty, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and unsure of how to proceed. That's why Jesus' teachings on being prepared for the unknown are more relevant than ever. By studying his words and applying them to our own lives, we can cultivate a sense of peace and readiness that will carry us through even the toughest times. In this article, we'll delve into some of the key principles from Scripture that can help you prepare for an uncertain future. We'll explore how Jesus' teachings on stewardship, generosity, and spiritual preparedness can inform our own decision-making and daily habits. Whether you're facing a specific challenge or simply want to build a stronger foundation for your life, we invite you to join us as we uncover the wisdom of the Bible on being prepared for no one knows the day or the hour. Biblical context in key passages, the phrase "no one knows the day or the hour" is a common refrain throughout Scripture, emphasizing the importance of living with intention and anticipation. In Matthew 24:36-44, Jesus teaches his disciples that only God knows when the end times will come, and they must be prepared at all times. In Luke 12:35-48, Jesus tells the parable of the faithful servant who is entrusted with a valuable resource but ultimately fails to use it wisely. This story highlights the need for spiritual preparedness and responsibility in our daily lives. Isaiah 41:10 reminds us that God's promises are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that we can trust in his sovereignty, even when we don't know what lies ahead. This verse encourages us to have faith in God's plan, rather than trying to control every outcome. The book of Revelation contains several passages where Jesus instructs his followers to remain vigilant and prepared for the coming events. Revelation 3:2-3, 16-15. These warnings emphasize the importance of spiritual readiness and a deepening relationship with God. Throughout Scripture, the theme of being prepared for an uncertain future is woven throughout various teachings and parables. Meaning and key themes in exploring the biblical wisdom on "no one knows the day or the hour." It's essential to understand that this phrase is not just a warning about an uncertain future, but also a call to live with intentionality and anticipation. Jesus' teachings emphasize the need for being prepared, whether for unexpected events or for the unknown day of reckoning. The idea of living in anticipation can be challenging, especially when we're focused on the present moment. However, as Isaiah 41:10 reminds us, God's promises are fearfully and wonderfully made, and trusting in his sovereignty can give us peace in uncertain times. One key theme that emerges from Jesus' teachings is the importance of spiritual preparedness. In Luke 12:35-48, he tells the parable of the faithful servant who fails to use their resources wisely, highlighting the need for responsibility and stewardship in our daily lives. This passage underscores the idea that being prepared is not just about material readiness, but also about being spiritually equipped to face life's challenges. When we consider the phrase, "no one knows the day or the hour," it's crucial to recognize that it's not meant to instill fear, but rather to encourage us to live with a sense of urgency and purpose. By living in anticipation, we can cultivate a deeper relationship with God and become more attuned to his plan for our lives. The Bible teaches us that being prepared is not just about individual readiness, but also about community and collective responsibility. In Revelation 3:2-3, Jesus instructs the church at Sardis to remain vigilant and prepared for the coming events. emphasizing the importance of spiritual unity and cooperation in the face of uncertainty. Practical application today. So, how can we apply these principles from Scripture to our daily lives? One practical step is to cultivate a sense of gratitude and contentment, regardless of our circumstances. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can develop a more positive outlook and become less anxious about the future. Another key area for application is in our relationships with others. As Jesus taught us, being prepared means not just being spiritually equipped, but also being relationally ready to support and care for one another. Matthew 25:31-46. By living in community and practicing acts of kindness and generosity, we can build stronger bonds with those around us and become more resilient in the face of uncertainty. Finally, it's essential to prioritize spiritual growth and development. By investing time in prayer, scripture reading, and worship, we can deepen our relationship with God and become more attuned to His plan for our lives. This may involve setting aside dedicated time for spiritual reflection, seeking guidance from spiritual leaders or mentors, or simply being intentional about incorporating faith into our daily routines. Some practical applications of these principles include cultivating gratitude, building stronger relationships with others, and prioritizing spiritual growth and development. Conclusion: as we've explored the biblical wisdom on no one knows the day or the hour, it's clear that Jesus' teachings are more relevant than ever. By embracing a sense of anticipation and living with intentionality, we can cultivate peace, readiness, and resilience in the face of uncertainty. Remember, it's not just about being prepared for the unexpected, but also about trusting in God's sovereignty and promises. Isaiah 41:10. By prioritizing spiritual growth, building stronger relationships, and cultivating gratitude, we can become more attuned to His plan and better equipped to face life's challenges. May we continue to seek wisdom from Scripture and apply its principles to our daily lives. As Jesus taught us in Matthew 25:13, it is like a man going on a journey. May we be prepared for the unknown day or hour by living with purpose, faith, and love.